Karen, and 60% all of the above. You know, I think I did a Twitter quiz about the boomers, too.
Yeah. I just think it's
I do
interesting.
so many Twitter quizzes, I can't keep up with them anymore.
You are prolific, Judy.
I love finding out what Twitter...
I just thought it was fascinating because I am in the vein of, you know, I did find the sarcasm because I do think that our response quite often as Gen X is we battle with sarcasm. And it was all like, cool beans. You know,
here's what I did about the boomers. Who hates boomers the most? And I had millennials, Gen Z, or Gen X as the answers. And 61% went with the millennials hate boomers the most.
Yes.
Only 6% said Gen Z hates boomers.
Yeah.
And then 33% said Gen X hates boomers. But obviously, it's the millennials hate the boomers.
Yeah, and I feel like they just feel bad because grandparents got them bad presents. I don't know what they
My opinion is, and this is where this is coming from, the millennials and the boomers are the ones for some reason care the most. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think Gen X cares that much. Like if we're called Karen, they're also like, yeah, whatever. And I think that Gen Z is more irreverent too.
I kind of feel like it's a numbers game though as well. I think that those are the two most populated.
Well, Gen Z will be the biggest generation.
Well, yeah, but they're not in charge of a lot lot. They're moving into being able to be outspoken about that. But I think that
they're still kids.
Yeah. So
and they don't know how old people are.
Right.
Yeah, like I said to them.
Right.
To them, a millennial is the same as a Gen Xer, and the millennials don't get that.
Yeah.
They're not willing or ready to admit that they're as old at 36 as we are
at 45. They're like, they don't know.
Tell the difference.
No, I agree.
So just get over it, millennials.
Yeah. They are not going to, and now they're all going to hit us up because millennials, we've learned, do not get over it. They do not.
Well, your kids are going to hate you too, millennials.
Take it from the Karens.
But here's a story about something that should not have been taken. It is time for Don't Crime. Don't Crime, where we occasionally just scratch our head at some of the criminals out there because there are lots of options available and people choose to crime. Today, a story that Samantha has that was in the news.
Okay, can I just preface this with, as I always like to do with Don't Crime, I once again know absolutely nothing about
good.
this
Okay.
story.
All right, get ready,
So
Judy.
I will have a fresh reaction.
All right.
You will be fascinated.
Get comfy. Here I go.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago, a man by the name of Heath Edward Bumpus robbed a bank the day before his wedding in order to pay for the ring and the event venue. Bumpus,
classy,
30 years old, walked up to a bank teller, told her he was armed with a gun, and demanded money. Turns out the groom was so focused on making sure he could afford an open bar, I'm reading the police report, by the way, that he didn't remember to hide his identity.
Nope.
Upon seeing her future husband all over the local news for robbing a bank, Bumpus's fiancé, who was presumably as furious as any fiancé has ever been in the history of weddings,
understandably,
told the man she loved to turn himself in.
Yes.
Fun fact. After the robbery, Mr. Bumpus went around to various vendors for his wedding and paid them.
Oh.
Well,
so it's funny.
Like I said, he class act.
He has a certain variety of integrity. He's like, I have bills. I'm willing to pay them. Now, what he qualifies as employment, not so much. Like that's not how it works.
Yes.
So on the scale of like chaotic neutral, chaotic lawful, chaotic evil. Like, where does he fall?
Chaotic neutral, I would definitely say.
That's
because
what he is.
Yeah, I think because
Which chaotic is he?
Yeah, exactly. Because chaotic lawful, I think that he would have at least thought the forethought to get other people involved, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
he's
like,
not
kind of
evil.
No, he's not evil.
Yeah.
I think he's neutral. But, he just didn't think through the part about his identity. But he didn't hurt anyone. So that's why I think he's back into the neutral side of it. I do agree with you. Quite chaotic, Mr. Bumpus.
I hate to keep bringing up BuzzFeed quizzes, but his fiance probably could have avoided some pitfalls by giving him a BuzzFeed quiz.
Indeed.
Prior to saying yes and finding out his chaotic neutral.
And he would have known to pass on this kind of thing. Yeah. I do think it's interesting that he is so... that's what makes him teeter on the chaotic lawful because he does seem as though he had fully disclosed to his fiance.
Yeah.
Hey, I got the money for the thing, and he's like, she's like, where'd you get it? Did you borrow it from your parents? Oh gosh, no, I just made a withdrawal. I crimed it.
The intentions
I wonder
were
if the
there.
first time.
It's just chaotic.
Wait. I wonder if the first time he came home and he's all like, I took a withdrawal from the bank. And she's like, you're on the news. That is not a withdrawal. That's not how withdrawals work. Like,
So it was withdrawn,
Okay,
yes.
I've got to get back to the couple here, though, because it's like a lot of times the couples are in cahoots on this.
They're both paramedics, by the way. They both work as
gosh.
paramedics. Yeah.
So
that does not make me feel safe at all.
Because, like, a lot of times, like, the fiance is just as bat crazy as she
and that's how they found one
wasn't.
another.
She wasn't like that. So, yeah, there was definitely a chaotic, neutral energy happening within him that she hadn't identified that it could have been scoped out
And
earlier with
younger-
a very effective quiz. I feel.
And younger Shannan probably
Indeed.
would have missed some of those pitfalls as well. I
Really?
just thought he's just planning surprises. He needs a
Yeah,
little alone
sure.
time. He said he's got it handled. I'll just trust him.
He believes in the First Amendment.
Right.
Guns are his thing.
He doesn't mean
He
anything.
needs a face mask for when he goes snowmobiling in the winter.
Which clearly he did not remember to take with him.
Oh, that's
so
right.
maybe he's a little bit on the forgetful side.
And
She's all like,
saw-
"That's just
again,
what
the
he does."
chaotic.
I saw maybe there was some chaos because I saw a video. It was a news story, and this is a small Texas town, and it was a news story
Texas.
talking to the local sheriff. And the way it was shot, he was in his car in the driver's seat, and the camera was right outside, so it's from his side, and he looked just exhausted, flushed,
poor guy.
and he was like, "Well, here's an update," and then he gave the facts. So,
And I'm
I
sure
don't know
the
what went
sheriff
down.
is like, I'm just supposed to be hanging out.
Yeah.
This is nothing's supposed to happen in this town. That's why
Yeah,
I'm the sheriff
right.
of this town. This is supposed to be the town that maybe like they shot Rango in and they just come here and do the voiceover work. Nothing's supposed to happen in this town. If I wanted real crime,
Right.
I'd be in the big city.
Right.
I'd be
Just to wrap up and get back to the essence of don't crime.
Uh-huh.
What would have been easier than criming in this situation?
Uh-huh.
Going to your fiance and saying, hey, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to have the money to pay for this open bar. What about we just do like a quick justice of the peace deal and not do a big wedding?
Hey, honey, how about we get our ring on layaway at Walmart? That would have been a thing that
Could
they
have
could
done
have
that.
done.
No
at all.
criming in that
No criming
situation.
at all. Mhm.
Nope.
Postpone the wedding. I'm sure there's lots of things that they could have done.
Not crime in there.
Right,
Nope.
exactly. Lots of things you could have done. Have a potluck. No crime involved in a potluck.
Don't crime.
Right, don't crime. There's so many easier things to do.
You're
going to
be Mrs. Bumpus. Do a little exploration.
Well,
here.
we don't know that she was taking his name. And
Why would she not? Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
Right.
With a name like
I'm
that.
sure it was
Such-
already planned.
Such pride in the Bumpus name
Exactly. That's probably what she's most disappointed
Bumpus
about.
legacy.
of crime.
Well, don't crime. And that has been a great episode of Enthusiastic Women. Thank you very much for bringing us into season 2 so enthusiastically. And we encourage you to become part of the Enthusiastic Women community. You can go to enthusiasticwomen.com. You can look for Enthusiastic Women on Facebook. Also, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram as @iBirthSuccess. You can email the show at ibirthsuccess@gmail.com. And we encourage you to call in and leave a voicemail on our Enthusiastic Women hotline. That number is 612-276-2774. That's 612-276-2774. Well done on the birthing, ladies. Thank you very much for that. And we encourage everybody else out there to be part of the Enthusiastic Women Network. And when you're feeling less than enthusiastic, remind yourself, I birth success.